What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Hickson, and I spent 5 years working my way up to the top of an MLM before realizing they're just not all that they're cracked up to be. My goal with this channel is to rescue some Huns, to prevent some from becoming Huns, and to also give those a voice who have left the Hunbot industry, like myself.
It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling.
Today's small business shout out goes to New Harmony Soap, and this one was submitted by a subscriber named Janelle. Janelle says she'd like to shout out this small business because their products have truly saved her skin. She's a nurse at a local hospital, and wearing a mask 12 plus hours a day has caused her to have tons of breakouts. She says their charcoal bar soap and probiotic lotion specifically have significantly improved her skin, and she has way less breakouts. She'd just like everyone to know about this small business because she's tried so many different fancy brands and nothing has helped her skin the way that these two simple products have. So if you guys are struggling with breakouts or you just are interested in skincare altogether, definitely check out New Harmony Soap. I will leave all of their links in the description below. Today's member shout out goes to Christina Beck. Thank you so much, Christina, for all of your support. If you're not a channel member but you would like to become one, definitely click the join button down below. I also leave it linked in the description of all of my videos. That's all the shout outs I have for you guys today, so let's go ahead and get on with the video. Hey guys, just popping in to say if you're seeing this, then I have once again split this video up into 2 separate videos. So yeah, welcome to part 1. All right, you guys, so I talk a lot on my channel about overcoming objections. And for those of you who don't know what that means, basically when you're in an MLM, you are taught that every reason that someone could say no is simply just an objection. So you have to continue offering them the opportunity or the products until they say yes. So we would have Zoom specifically designed for overcoming objections. So any objection that someone would have, objection meaning like they don't have the time, they don't have the money, whatever, that would be an objection, not them saying no, because no doesn't mean no, it means not right now. We would have Zoom specifically designed to teach us how to overcome those specific objections. So today we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that, and we're going to watch a Zoom training from a top leader going over overcoming objections when it comes to customers and also overcoming objections when it comes to distributors. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video.
All right, welcome everybody. If you are new on our team, my name is I'm your Ambassador Diamond Upline. I'm super excited for this Zoom tonight. When I started becoming a master at overcoming objections, I started enrolling so much more than I did before. And what I love so much about this topic is truly every objection can be overcome. But you just have to, number one, go into the conversation believing that you are the expert on this issue. They are not in the business. They do not know as much about products as you. They do not know as much.
Never mind the fact that you need 0 qualifications in order to become a distributor with any of these companies. So like, are you really the expert or nah?
About the business is you. So you have to go in knowing that you're the expert and knowing that even if something comes up you don't have the answer to, you can find it. And you have to go into the conversation believing that every objection can be overcome. Because if you believe that, you're going to so much more confidently handle your conversations. The objections we're going over tonight, myself, your leadership team, we come across these objections all the time. And we still overcome them and enroll. And so our goal for you tonight is for you to hear how we would overcome these objections and you to be able to go forward and overcome them as well with confidence and enroll more than you ever have the best month you've ever had. So we're going to get started with potential loyal customer objections, like commonly held objections amongst customers. And then we're going to then transition into common objections amongst potential distributors. And so if there's any that I missed, if you have an objection, you can put it in the chat. But I do think this is a pretty comprehensive list. Your leadership team did a really good job sending the most common objections that they hear from you guys in y'all's team chats and in the big chats. And so we've got a huge list going. I'm really excited. Make sure you have your notebooks ready, take notes. Also, another thing I want to share is, when the recording is up, if you listen to this and you're inspired, you're like, oh my gosh, I would have never thought to answer that this way. Go back and watch it again. Watch it again after it's posted on my YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. That way you get alerted the second things are posted and you're not having to.
You like that nice little subtle plug? She's like, once it's posted to my YouTube channel, then go back and watch it like as much as you want because I get paid on that.
Having to look around for things. But as soon as you see it's posted, watch it again. You can listen to it while you're getting ready tomorrow, and it's just going to make you feel even more confident. And, you know, just everything will start feeling so much more natural as you are talking to your potentials. So on that note, without further ado, we're going to jump right in. Okay, so on the list for potential loyal customers, the number one objection that was given was about the auto shipment. So you've talked to the potential customer about their, you know, how they get your discount.
I should have done this video a little bit differently. I already like watched it through and just to make sure that there's like enough content here to cover. But I should have done it to where like she gives the objection and then I try to guess what the answer is going to be to that objection, because I can almost 100% guarantee you I would have known the answer to every single one of them because I taught them. Master manipulator here.
And just an example I want to give too, just in case we have someone watching that for some reason hasn't come across the wording that I have in the files of the team page, and that I always recommend. I'm going to go over this because I do think sometimes it is a really simple fix. It can just be an issue of how we were presenting it from the get-go, but I'm still going to tell you how to overcome it if they do say something. I think
she's going to tell them not to use the word auto shipment. Guaranteed.
9 times out of 10 though, if you start it off the right way, this won't be an objection. So how I always recommend, you know, sharing about the products, like let's say they were interested in Thermophyte X, okay? So I would tell them, oh my gosh, girl, I'm so excited for you to get started on our metabolism booster. It's absolutely amazing. It's normally over $70, but with my discount spot, it's only $39. How my discount spots work is just after getting started on this today, you just agree to try at least one thing in June and one thing in July. It can be the metabolism booster again. It can be something different. We have over 50 products starting as low as $25. There's no minimum required. You can get anything you want those months, and you're going to get my discount on whatever you choose.
So what she's doing here is she is manipulating the customer into believing that they're getting a better deal than they actually are. So basically the way that the loyal customer program works is they have to order at least one product a month for 3 consecutive months. Otherwise, if they want to make a one-time payment or a one-time order, they pay full price for the product. So what she's doing is she's making it seem like she has one customer spot left open that she's willing to give a discount to. And so that creates the urgency to make the customer want to like jump on it because it's the only spot that she has left. Also, simultaneously convincing them that they're getting this crazy deal on it by taking this one spot that she has left, because this product is originally like $80, but in all reality, there are unlimited numbers of spots. And also everyone gets that same discount. The distributors get that same discount. The loyal customers get that same discount. The only way that they wouldn't get that discount is if they did a one-time purchase, but it's all in the wording.
That makes sense. Did you have any questions, or did you want to go ahead and get started on SEP? Now that's how I say it. If I'm voice messaging it, if I'm typing it out, I just say, does that make sense? Okay, so if you're going to type it out, just say, does that make sense? When they say yes, you say, perfect. Did you want to go ahead and get started on SEP? Easy peasy. That is the most nonchalant way to tell someone the pricing. So for those of you watching this in a later month, we're in May right now. So if you're talking to them in May, you're going to say, after getting started on it today, you agree to try at least one thing in June, one thing in July. If you're saying anything different than that, the customer can, in their mind, think it's a bigger deal than it is. It can sound like a bigger commitment than it is.
Okay, one minor detail that she's leaving out that we were taught to leave out is the fact that if they don't order something for 3 months, so say after the first month, they're like, I don't really like these products. I don't want to try anything else. No, thank you, which happened a lot. They are charged $50. If they dispute that, because that's the customer fee, if you decide you want to make a one-time purchase, but you still want to get the discounted price, you just don't want to order for 3 months, which just makes zero sense. You can pay a $50 fee in order to get the discounted price and not have to do the 3 months, which at that point, you might as well just buy the product retail because it would be cheaper than paying a $50 fee plus getting the discount. Anyways, neither here nor there, but she's failing to mention that $50 fee. And then what happens is, since she, as a distributor, did not mention the $50 fee, if the customer comes back and disputes that and says that she didn't know about the $50 fee, like she was never told that that was going to happen if she decided not to order for 2 more months because she was told that she had full control over her auto shipment, her non-auto shipment, sorry, we don't say that word, then the distributor then has to pay that $50 fee. So all of these people on her team who are probably struggling financially is my guess, considering that they're beneath her in the pyramid structure, that she's failing to tell them that. And so they're going to be the ones getting charged the $50. So
I always recommend sticking to that type of wording. You know, there might be pieces of the wording that could be a little bit different. That's fine. But like that general way to explain seems to be, you know, the most well received in my experience these last 4 years. Okay. But let's say you say that wording and someone still comes back to you and they're like, oh, is this an auto shipment? This is when voice messaging comes into play. Okay, so anytime you have any objection, any of the objections we're going to go over tonight, voice message is the law. Because if you voice message something that seemed like a big deal in their mind, the second they heard your voice, all of a sudden now it doesn't seem like a big deal. They're hearing your voice, they're reassured. Hearing your voice, like that builds up trust, like from them in you. And that's going to tear down any walls, you know, they have if they're insecure and moving forward. You're just going to eliminate so many things when you voice message. So voice message. But let's say they come to me and they're like, oh, is this like an auto shipment? Or, oh, is this an auto shipment? I don't like doing anything that's an auto shipment. I would voice message and I would say, hey girl, yeah, so it does set it up on an automatic shipment for you. However, you are in complete control. You can get whatever product you want and you can get the product on whatever date you want. So, you know, if you want your product next month on a different day than today, you can just text me and I can help get that edited for you to whatever day you want next month, whatever product you want.
that's so misleading though, because sure, they have control over it like to an extent. And I talked a little bit about this in my collab with Hannah. I don't know if you guys will have seen that yet by the time this goes up. But anyways, I talked a little bit about it in that video, but they say you have full control over it, which one would assume that would mean you don't have to buy anything the next month. You can just move your auto shipment date to the following month, you know, but that's not the case. You have to order for 3 consecutive months and you have to order before the 25th every month. So your auto shipment day has to be the 25th. Also, if you make a separate order that next month, but it's not on the auto shipment, it doesn't count. So it has to be on the auto shipment in order for it to count as one of your orders that month for the auto shipment order. Not only that, but say someone orders a product or signs up for the customer program on like the 30th. The latest that any auto shipments can run with It Works is the 25th. That's when they start like calculating commissions and all that. So they have to all run by the 25th. So if someone signs up on the 30th, the next month, their auto shipment's going to come out on the 25th. So how much wiggle room do they really have there? Because they ordered on the 30th. So unless they want it to come out sooner, like that's the only control they have over it. So that's super misleading that she's like, yeah, but you have full control over it. You know, you can change the date, you can change the products. Like, sure, you can change the date, but like you can't push it any further. Like, I think they have like a 1 month grace period or something like that, but they don't tell us to tell people that. Like, it's in the fine print.
They even send you an email reminder out 5 days before. That way you don't have to worry about forgetting. And when you get that email, if you don't have time, you can literally text me and I'll take care of you. Does that make sense? When you say it like that, you just gave them so much reassurance that you've got their back. There's nothing to worry about it being an auto shipment anymore. Does that make sense? So that is my best way that I recommend to handle that. If they still come back and are like, oh, I don't know, I just don't like anything on automatic shipment, I would then go forward again and I would voice message and I would say, oh my gosh, I totally understand. You know, I used to feel the same way. It was just hard for me to keep track of stuff. You know, I would be happy to write you down in my personal notebook and personally check in with you next month at the beginning of the month and ask you what day you want your product and what product you want.
It's still an auto shipment. Like, no matter how you put it, it's still an auto shipment. Like, quit beating around the bush. Also, never mind the fact that this all sounds so desperate to me. Like, you have to go that far to like try to get somebody to sign up. I feel like at that point it's just like, what's the point? You know, like you have to personally text your customer and remember to do that every month. And if you don't, then it's on you. Like, no, thank you. Not interested.
That way you don't even have to worry about forgetting, and it's not even going to feel like an auto shipment. You'll be, getting your order for June, whatever day is best for you. Does that sound good to you? So and again, like this could keep going and it could go in 1,000 different ways, but if you're following, the drift I'm giving you, it's that you're just being confident and reassuring to them that you'll have their back. That's the best way to overcome that, because if you build up that trust in them, they have nothing to worry about.
So build up false trust with them while also simultaneously deceiving them. Got it. Sounds good, girl.
Okay, so now let's say the objection is a little bit different. It's about a commitment. It's not the auto shipment per se. It's just the commitment in general. They don't want to commit to anything for 3 months. Someone specifically sent in, if they say like, oh, well, I don't want to commit to 3 months if I don't know the product's going to work.
Can I just point out the fact that like a lot of these objections, and this message is for the Huns, so you guys, if you're not a Hun, you can just go ahead and skip ahead if you'd like. These objections that they're giving you are likely just trying to let you down easy because they're nice. And so they keep giving you more objections because they want you to stop messaging them. They don't know how to just say, no, leave me alone, because they're too nice. Read the room, sister.
So in this case, I would voice message and I would say, oh my gosh, I totally understand. I do just want to share with you though, it's really not a big commitment at all. We have things as low as $25. So even if you didn't like what you got today, and insert in the blank, whatever that is, if you weren't happy with it, if you weren't getting the results you wanted, whatever, we do have over 50 products starting as low as $25.
But to some people, $25 is a big commitment. So also, she's failing to mention that they can order one time because she knows that retail customers that order one time full price, they don't count towards any of her bonuses. So she can't use them as like qualified loyal customers in order to get her fast start bonuses, in order to qualify for any type of bonus at all. She simply just gets paid on that customer and that's it. Minor little details though.
You can get anything you want those months. So it's really not a big commitment at all. Not to mention, I've never had someone use the products consistently as directed, drinking the amount of water they're supposed to drink, not have results. And I'm so confident you're going to love this too.
But that's a lie though. Girlfriend, you are lying if you're telling me that no customer has ever come to you and said that the product didn't work for them. Different products work different for different people. Like some products work for some people and then other people they don't work for. Actually, I specifically remember one product with It Works, the one that may or may not have a lawsuit against it, that if it wasn't working for someone, we were told, and I am not kidding when I tell you guys this, like who the hell were we? Like what type of qualification did we have to be telling people this? But we were told if it wasn't working for them, then it was because they likely had a thyroid issue and that they needed to see their doctor because they likely had something wrong with their thyroid if this product wasn't making them lose loads of weight. Like, who were we to be telling people that? Their doctors probably looked at them like they were crazy, like, who told you this? The person who sold it to you? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Also, she's just insinuating that, like, if the products don't work, because they work for everyone, if the products don't work, it's because the person wasn't using them correctly, or they were lying about the way that they were using them and they actually weren't using them in the way that they should have been. And that was pretty common. I would say, like, we were never taught the customer's always right, like normal people are taught. We were taught, like, if they come to you with problems with the products, or like a distributor comes to you with product or with problems with the compensation plan. Man, my words are just all jumbled today. If they come to you with problems with the compensation plan, if anyone comes to you with problems about anything, they are always the problem. Like, our compensation plan is set up in this way to best benefit us. Obviously, why would the company be the problem? You're obviously the problem because you're not working hard enough. And then same with the products. It's like the products work, but you have to use them consistently and use them how they're meant to be used.
And then that's a great time to, insert something personal about the product that you like. why they're going to love it. So for example, like let's say it's coffee and greens. Like if it was me, I would say, seriously, this combo is amazing. I drink it every morning. I'm obsessed. It's helped me so much since having my fifth baby. I'm so confident you're going to love it. And again, worst case scenario, if you weren't happy with it, you can always change to something different. We have so many options. And again, you can personalize that depending on what you're talking about. But the biggest key point to remember from that is it's really not a big commitment at all. We have things as low as $25. And then Bianca asked in the chat, would you share your before and after pictures at that point as well? I personally don't. I'm very confident that I can overcome it in my words and I don't ever go any further than that. Now, if it's a situation where I felt I needed to, I mean, sure. I had someone that bought wraps yesterday that asked me for pictures. She was like, can you show me? She's like, you look great. Can you show me before and afters of other people, different body types? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I just went to the album on my.
She had to throw in there that little detail, like, you look great, but can you show me other different body types? She could have just been like, yeah, this lady was like, hey, can you show me different body types of like different people who have wrapped, who have different types of bodies or whatever. She had to throw in that subtle little like, which go ahead, girl, do your thing.
On my phone that I've had since I started, from when I started at Works 4 years ago, of wraps, and I just sent over a couple. And then she immediately responded back and was like, okay, I'm sold. She's like, I want some. So like, that's probably the first time I've sent something over Messenger before and after wise in a really long time, like over a year. So I don't, here's the thing, when in doubt, don't overcomplicate. Like if you're confident you can overcome the objection just by talking to them and just transferring your confidence into them, then that's enough, you know what I mean? And so I always like to just keep it really simple, save any other tools in my toolbox for like worst case scenario. Okay, so another question was someone just in general saying they're afraid the products won't work. We kind of just talked about that, but I'll just go over this if it's just this objection. It's not anything about commitment, nothing like that. I would just voice message and just say, oh my gosh, I totally understand. I know there's a lot of options out there. What I do want to tell you though is our products are all natural and plant-based. We even grow our own ingredients on our own private farm.
Okay, first of all, I know for sure we were not allowed to say that our products were all natural, and I don't know the logistics of that, so I'm not even going to speak on it because I'm not qualified to. See how that works? When I'm not qualified to speak on something, I don't try to speak on it. But if any of you guys are like nutritionists, dietitians, whatever, and you're qualified to speak on whether these products are all natural or not, definitely start a YouTube channel because there's a big market for it. However, I did find an article that I'll link down below that kind of breaks it down for you and tells you why they're not considered all natural. So definitely check that out down below if you're curious.
I'm so confident that you're going to love this combo for whatever reason. This is when you want to personalize it. So like, let's say it's coffee and greens. I would say, I'm so confident you're going to love this combo. I am obsessed. It's helped me so much since having my fifth baby. If you just started and you've never even had coffee and greens, you could say something like, I'm so confident you're going to love this combo. It's my team's best-selling product. That's a truthful statement. Has nothing to do if you've tried it or not. You're just saying it's your team's best-selling combo because it is. And then I would say, let me kind of back up. Okay, so like our products are all natural, plant-based. I'm so confident that you're gonna love it, insert personal reason. And then I would say, and if for some reason you weren't happy with this combo, we can always, tweak your order next month to something different. But again, I'm super confident that you're gonna love it. Those words hold a lot of weight with your customer. If you're voice messaging and you're telling them, I'm confident you're gonna love this, so often like that little fear of being afraid the products won't work, like they will get over that. You just need to offer them that reassurance. Some people also just have a hard time making a decision. Some people they'll go to Target and spend $100 and not think twice about it, but then like buying something online or buying something like specifically for themselves, they might just be overthinking it and they're like, oh, what if it doesn't work, blah blah blah, and they're going through all these things. And so if you just come in just speaking confidence into them, they're going to get over that and they're going to trust you.
Okay, I think it's more of a matter of trusting the rep, knowing that it's financially benefiting them to sell you the product. So knowing that and then fully trusting that rep to tell you the truth and not just what you want to hear in order to buy the product. And it's very rare to find a distributor with an MLM company who's trying to make sales tell you the truth about whether their product is actually a good fit for you or not. Also, what do they have against Target? Why is it always Target as the example? Leave Target alone. Like, I don't get it. Like, Target is way different. You don't have anyone at Target sitting there trying to tell you what you need at Target other than the Target gods, which just so happen to be like your inner voice, which your inner voice is not financially benefiting from you. So like maybe you can listen to, I don't. Anyways, long drawn out explanation, but Target and MLM shopping are way different.
They're going to trust you and they're going to order. Okay, another objection that someone gave was if a customer is you're talking to a potential customer and they say, I just don't believe in supplements. In this case, I would just voice message probably and say, oh my gosh, just out of curiosity, if you don't mind me asking, why do you not believe in supplements?
Okay, like I said, if you are a nutritionist or a dietitian or anything of that nature, there is a market for you on YouTube because there are lots of MLM products that claim things about supplements and supplementing your diet and how they're quick fixes and how you can drink this juice, this green juice, and replacing like 8 cups of veggies a day and that it's the same thing. We need you out here because people like me don't know why, but we need you out here telling people why that's not true.
It's a very non-invasive way to ask. And also, I'm going to go ahead and plug this book really quick. There's a book called Exactly What to Say. Write it down, make a point to listen to it before the month's over. It's 1 hour long. There's literally no excuse to not listen to this book. It's 1 hour long and it's like $3 as an audiobook. But in Exactly What to Say, he goes over these like sets of magic words. And what he explains is there's these different sets of magic words that like human psychology, like when they hear this, it does not sound like an offensive thing. So like if you're just like challenging what someone said to you, that can be offensive. But when you say, just out of curiosity, if you don't mind me asking, blah, blah, blah. This works with every objection we're going to go over for distributors. Okay, so remember this, just out of curiosity, if you don't mind me asking. Then
I wonder if this book is called like Manipulative Language or The Mind of a Manipulator or Cultish Language.
Then you ask your question, because when they hear it, they're like, oh, she's just asking. Like she's just asking because she's curious. So if someone said, I don't believe in supplements, I would say, oh my gosh, just out of curiosity, do you mind if I ask why you don't believe in supplements? And then I'm going to hear what they say, but I'm pretty much probably always going to answer the same. I mean, there might be a few cases I answer differently, but usually at this point, they're probably going to say,
I mean, shoot, that sounded really disingenuous. There might be a few that I don't use my text replacement and just copy and paste exactly what I said to the last 85 people.
say something along the lines of, oh, I just believe that, I should eat healthy, on my own and work out. I don't think supplements are necessary. Okay, let's just go with that. That's typically what people say. So in that case, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to voice message. I'm going to say, oh my gosh, I totally understand. I think that now more than ever, it's so important, that we get back to eating clean. I think, so many of us in America are starting to realize, the better we can eat at home, the better off we're going to be. What I do want to tell you though, is even though, it's really easy to say that supplements aren't necessary. I mean, it's kind of like, think of it like this. It's like, saying running shoes aren't necessary to run a marathon. Sure, you could technically run a marathon without having good running shoes, but it's a heck of a lot easier if you had a good pair of running shoes.
They use this example all the time, or the example that's like, you don't need a dishwasher to wash dishes, but it sure makes it a whole hell of a lot easier. Or like, they're basically trying to insinuate that like you don't need supplements to be healthy, but it definitely enhances your healthiness having supplements.
Likewise with supplements, it's a lot easier to reach your goals and to get your body in a healthier state when you have some plant-based nutrition that's assisting you, because the fact of the matter is we don't get enough nutrition in our diet here in America. Even those of us that eat really, really well, we're still lacking something. What I love about our products is they're all natural and plant-based.
But are they though? Listen, nutritionists, we need you. We need you out here on YouTube debunking these MLM huns.
We even grow our own ingredients on our own private farm. So again, I'm super confident we could get you on a regimen that enhanced what you're already trying to do at home. Now, I know I just threw a lot of info at you, but what I want you guys to just get from me is like, I'm just speaking to them naturally about what I believe. You don't have to say it word for word like I just said to still be effective. The main thing is that you're confident in all this. Like, this about our products. You believe this to be true too. And then you can say it in your own way. But when you're communicating in your own way to your potential customer, you're going to be able to be just as effective as I am. The main thing is you just have to believe in our products too. You know, I believe in our products wholeheartedly. I know our products work. I've seen the results in myself. I've seen the results in my husband.
So essentially, it's just a matter of, are you brainwashed enough to be able to spew this nonsense and truly believe it? That's it. Simple as that.
I've seen the results in all of you guys and our customers, et cetera. And so I know they work. So if someone says something like that to me, I know it's an ignorant statement. And if I'm very tactful and delicate and graceful in my conversation with them, I know I can overcome it. And that's all that you need to know too, to overcome these things as well.
Just to let you guys know, this is the mindset of them. Like, they truly believe that no matter what you say to object to whatever they're offering you, they will be able to overcome it. No matter what it is, you will buy from them after they are done talking to you.
So another objection that was given is, are they FDA approved? And maybe they just asked that question. That's not an objection. One thing Grant Cardone always says is, he says, recognize the difference between a statement and an objection. He's like, so often people freak out about a statement and it wasn't even an objection. They literally are just asking a question or making a statement. He's like, and that, like, there's not even a lot to overcome. You just answer and move on. He's like, whereas an objection, you actually overcome. So if someone asks you, oh, is this FDA approved? Don't even think of that as an objection. They're just asking you a question. And this is your chance to answer the question and be a little bit educational at the same time. So I just say, like, hey girl, no. So the FDA actually only regulates food and drugs. That's what they're in charge of approving. And we are neither a food or a drug. We're a supplement. No vitamins or supplements are regulated by the FDA. Even if you buy your kid Flintstone vitamins at Target, like we all took when we were little, those are not FDA approved because they're not a food or a drug. Does that make sense? I know a lot of people don't know this. I didn't actually know this before I started the business, but yeah, FDA has nothing to do with us.
I mean, true. That is true. FDA doesn't regulate supplements or anything like that. However, you could direct them to the online reviews of customers. You could direct them to the Better Business Bureau to see what kind of experience that customers have had with the company. Or you don't want to do that. Oh, okay. Cool.
Say that. And again, you can say it in a very nonchalant way, like I did. Like, you're not acting like they're an idiot for asking. You're just answering it. You're telling them that's something new that you learned too. I know I learned that when I started anyways. Most people are kind of shocked. They're like, oh, I had no clue. And that's the thing you have to understand. People just don't know. And so they're asking because they really don't know. And then when you tell them that, they're going to be fine with it as long as you answered that confidently. Amanda said in the comments that even her prenatal vitamin wasn't FDA approved. So yeah, and again, it just goes to, like, literally this example works with anything. So if you know the person just recently had a baby, you could say your prenatal vitamin you were taking wasn't FDA approved either. Anything that we buy that's a supplement, a vitamin, not FDA approved, because then they're going to be like, oh, literally had no idea. Now, if someone came to you and said, oh, I don't take anything that's not FDA approved, then I would answer it similarly, but a little bit differently. I just would say, hey girl, I can definitely understand why that might seem like an important thing to you. I don't know if you know this. I know I didn't know this before I started the business, but the FDA actually doesn't approve any vitamins or supplements. They only regulate food and drugs. And so because we are neither a food or a drug, they just don't have anything to do with us. That's not a department that, or an agency that has, I meant agency, not department. That's not an agency that has anything to do with our business because we're not food or drugs. Even vitamins you buy over the counter, whether it's Flintstone vitamins, whether it's a prenatal, even those aren't regulated by the FDA. And then just wait and see what they say, because when you tell them that, there's a really, really good chance they didn't know that, and they're going to come back and be like, oh, wow. And then
I feel like if they said they don't take anything that's not regulated by the FDA, one, they probably know that supplements aren't regulated by the FDA, but also two, it was, again, just probably them trying to let you down easy.
You guys can proceed from there. Okay, let's see here. So another objection is just the price in general. So just people, Amanda just said she'll sometimes tell them to just super casually just to check theirs. And I think that's a great thing if they're still giving you any pushback. Be like, hey, if you have any vitamins at all at home, I'm sure you've got some in a cabinet somewhere. If you want to go pull them out, you can look and it'll tell you this is not FDA approved. I think that that's a great option, especially if they're not like taking what you're saying or they're giving you any pushback still. Okay, so another objection for customers is that it's too expensive. And so if someone comes to me with any objection about the price, it's kind of case by case basis what we were talking about. So let's say we're talking about coffee, greens, and TFX. I always refer to that as like my fat burning coffee and chocolate greens combo plus the metabolism booster. So when you add all that up, I think it's 153 with the discount, and it's like close to 300 normal price. So that's how I tell them. If they come back and they're like, oh, I just can't afford it. The first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to say, hey, no worries. Did you want me to hold you a spot until you get paid? I can definitely do that if that would be helpful for you. A lot of times they'll say yes. They're like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Yes, I get paid in 2 weeks. And a lot of times that can just be like if your marketing alluded to only having a few spots left or something like that, they're just telling you they don't have money right now. So if you ask that question, they're going to give you a date sometimes. Problem solved, you're going to follow up. Now, let's say you say that and they're like, oh, I don't know when I would have that in the budget. That's way outside of my budget. I would then voice message and just be, I always plan the business here, so listen closely. I do this very carefully, but I say, hey girl, I totally understand, that was my life before I started this business. I hardly had any, leftover in my budget to, do anything for myself. So I totally get it. Is there a comfortable monthly budget that would be better for you? I would be happy to send you an alternative option that would fit more seamlessly into whatever budget you have to work with right now. We do have products as low as $25. And I always say that even though I don't intend to just get them on Fat Fighters, which is our one weight loss item for $25.
That is a very important statement that she just said. It's like those little subtle statements where she said she always tells them we have products starting at $25, even though she would never sell them the product for $25 by itself. And I think that's just super misleading too, because you're going to like bait them with this, we have a product starting at $25 and then switch it to be an entire package of stuff. So the product that's $25 that she's talking about is the Fat Fighters, which like they told us to say it like soaks up carbs and bad fats so that your body doesn't store them as fat. It can properly digest them. Don't know if that's a legal definition. Don't know if we were supposed to say that. Don't know if that even makes sense. However, that's what we were taught to say. So it was like an add-on product to any other weight loss regimen that you would put them on.
Or weight management rather. I don't intend to just give them that, but when you say that, that brings their guard down and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I think I could probably do something between 40 and 50, because again, I was talking to them about something that was 153. So that's helpful for me because then I can come in and offer something else. But again, just, dripping the business very delicately, because sometimes people will straight up ask me after that. They're like, what, like, so, how does this work if I wanted to get started? And then I can immediately go into like a PDT combo. So that's always a great thing to do. But the second part of that is just saying like, what would be a comfortable monthly budget for you? I'd be happy to send you over alternative options. We have things as low as $25. So when you do that, see what they say. If they still came back and said, I just don't have any leftover money right now whatsoever, then at that point, I'm straight up offering the business. I'm going to say, oh my gosh, no worries. Again, I totally understand. Like I was saying, that was my life before I started the business. Just out of curiosity, have you ever thought about bringing in extra income? And here's the thing, they're going to say something along the lines of yes, because they just told you they don't even have $25. Okay. So just out of curiosity, have you ever thought about bringing in extra income? I would love so much to give you some info about what I do. If you'd be open to taking a look at it, I think it would be such a blessing in your life and I'd love to help you. Oh, and then I say, and not only that, you'd be able to use the products while making money at the same time. And again, this will be recorded, you guys. Y'all can rewatch the replay if you need to. But just to put it simply, just coming in and very graciously offering the business. I have had people that have told me they could not buy greens. Literally, they were interested in greens. That was it. And then I've offered the business and they've signed up on the spot for the business. Paid $99 to start the business, but said no to $39 greens. People will spend money on what they think is important. It's easy for someone to convince themselves their health isn't important. Oh, I don't need to spend money on myself right now. I'll take care of my kids and my family. I'll be last. But then the second you offer them a business opportunity, the light bulb goes off and they're like, I should do that. I've had so many people that not only, said they didn't have money for products and got started with the business, like took off running, ran their auto shipment, everything with the business, because in their mind, that made sense.
And that's why I'm here. That's why the entire anti-MLM community is here, to help you guys understand, if you haven't joined an MLM and you're considering joining one, that it doesn't make sense for your family and it won't pay off. Do you notice how she said they took off running and ran their auto shipment? That's the most important part. That's why they want you to sign up, so that you'll run your auto shipment and then you'll sign people up who will run their auto shipments. It's been proven in many of the trainings that I've responded to, reacted to, that they want you to run your auto shipment no matter what. You're seen as a different person. You don't take your business seriously. Like, your auto shipment is the most important thing to your upline.
If billing and shipping are separate, just specify for me which is which. Card number, expiration, 3-digit code on the back. After I get your order in for you, I will send you over your system generated login info. You'll be able to log in and view everything. And then you'll also have that 40% off locked on your account for life after that. I like to voice message this. When I started the business, I did type it out. I still have it in text replacements typed out, but now more than ever, because I'm talking to so many people that are like newly following me on Instagram or host a post, or people that have kind of come out of the woodworks on Facebook, whatever. I just am finding voice messaging it seals the deal almost every time. Because again, they heard your voice. You didn't sound like a creep when you asked for the credit card info. You sounded very normal, confident, business as usual. So that's my biggest thing. But if they still come back and they're like, hey, is there any way that I can do it myself? I just really don't like sending my info to anyone, or something like that. At that point, I would voice message and just say, hey friend, I totally understand. I get your first order in for you. So that way you get that 40% off successfully applied to your order. And then after that, it will be grandfathered on your account for life for any future orders. But I'm happy to give you my number if you would rather text me, voice message me, or call me. I definitely understand not wanting to send it over social media.
Okay, so first, let me say that it's highly illegal for them to be taking people's card information and signing their name for them on the loyal customer agreement, which is essentially what they're doing when they're taking down their card information and doing it for them. That's highly illegal. But with that being said, that's what every single leader taught. From the tippy top of the company, that's what you're taught to do for a couple of different reasons. One being, you don't want them to go to your website and then accidentally sign up as a retail customer, because then those retail customers don't count towards your bonuses to become like, to get your fast start bonuses, or to get your promotional bonuses, like the big $50,000 bonuses and stuff. Like, those don't count toward that unless they're a loyal customer, not a retail customer. So you don't want them to accidentally click on retail. You also want to create urgency. And so if they send you their information, you're able to be in control and process their order for them, rather than them being like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And then they just keep pushing it off and you never know if they actually do it. Or 3, you don't want them to see the word auto shipment. So when you're filling out the loyal customer agreement, when you're signing yourself up, it says like your monthly auto shipment. And so they don't want them to see the word auto shipment and then it scare them away and they end up not ordering. That's what I'm here to do, guys. I'm here to reveal all those little secrets that they don't talk about. All right, you guys, this is where I'm going to have to wrap up part 1. I knew this video was going to be longer and that I would probably have to split it into 2 parts. So I'm sorry about that, but also I'm sorry, not sorry, because you guys like the long videos anyway. I just don't feel comfortable making like an hour and 40-minute video. And truth be told, I really don't feel like editing an hour and 40-minute video like whole. So I'm, going to split this up. This is going to be the end of part 1. And then probably tomorrow or the next day, part 2 will come out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you come back for part 2. Turn on the post notification bell so that you are able to be notified when part 2 does go up. If you'd like to follow me on all social media platforms, you can find me at the Jessica Hickson. Join my Facebook group called The Light at the End of the Pyramid if you are having trouble navigating life post MLM by yourself, or you just need a community of people who understand what you've gone through. Don't forget to hit the like button and also to leave a comment down below. It helps YouTube push my videos out into the algorithm. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Moving slower.